Hey YouTube, this is Ian from Big Rock ADV, and you're probably wondering why am I standing in front of a blank garage door? Well, I'm about to tell you. So I finally decided on my new dual sport bike after selling my WR250R a few months ago, and today I'm going to introduce it to you. I'm going to give you a walk around and a tour of the bike and all of its features, and then I'm going to talk about some of my future content that I have planned for this motorcycle for you guys out there. So you really want to stay tuned for this one. Ta-da! So what we have here is a 2020 KTM 500 EXC-F 6 Days edition. So I just brought this bike home from the dealer today. It literally has 1 mile on it, or 0.1 hour. And what I thought we'd do today is kind of tell you a little bit why I chose this bike. I'm going to walk around the bike, show you, get a kind of a tour of it, show you some things that are interesting about it and that I notice are different from the older bikes. We're going to talk about a few things unique to the 6 Days, but I'm also going to tell you about all the content I have planned for this motorcycle. So I hope you'll hit the subscribe button right now and also give this video a thumbs up, because what I'm going to be bringing to you is tutorials about how to do service on this bike. I'm going to have a whole series on upgrades to build this into the ultimate dual sport bike, at least for me. I'm going to have detailed videos comparing this to the 690, because I know that's a huge thing for you guys out there. Should you get a 690 or a 500? It's a big decision, and I just went through that myself, so I'm going to give you a detailed breakdown of that, so stay tuned for that. But like I said, today let's kind of give you a walk around of the bike. So the reason I chose this bike was because I've been through a few dual sport bikes. So in the past I've owned DRZs. I had an 07 KTM 525 EXC. I've had a KTM 690 2018 version. And then I've had a 2014 500 EXC, which is obviously real similar to this, but this is 2 generations newer, a lot of new technology. The bike has been entirely redone twice since I had my 2014, so I'm really excited to delve into this one and see how it's like, and of course get it out on the trail. Now normally I don't buy 6 Days editions bikes because I feel like the added price is not really worth it, but in this case I went ahead and got the 6 Days. I kind of had a special situation where the dealer was a little bit overstocked on the 6 Days. They actually had like 4 or 5 of them for some reason, and so they gave me a killer deal on the 6 Days. It didn't cost me much more than the regular EXC-F 500, so I went ahead and got the 6 Days, and we're going to have another video on, you know, kind of all the unique things about the 6 Days. Okay, so why don't we start our tour of the 500 EXC 6 Days on this side of the bike. So you'll notice that the specific graphics addition to the 6 Days, so you've got different graphics on the bike, different plastics. You've got a lot of the white and the black happening instead of the orange and the black. You've got the 6 Days decals here. You've got special decals pretty much everywhere. So actually what I'm going to be doing is taking off all these stock plastics for the 6 Days plastics, put them in a box. That way someday if I sell this bike to another person, I can put all the 6 Days stuff back on and it'll look like a brand new bike, and it'll be great, because it's kind of hard to get the 6 Days decals and plastics and everything. So I'm probably going to put on white or black plastics or something. I haven't decided yet, but that'll be in a future video. One thing you'll notice right away is these anodized triple clamps. So that's one of the things you get on the 6 Days. You get these different triple clamps that are anodized orange. They're really beautiful, and they're stiffer than the ones on the standard EXC. So that's a nice difference. You notice here, so the gas tank is 2.25 gallons on the stock bike. That's going to get an upgrade. Another thing, on the 6 Days, you've got an orange frame, which is different. I think the regular bike is a black frame. Another thing to notice is the exhaust here is a different finish, different color, and of course you've got the 6 Days logo, which is kind of cool. So I like how here you can see on the rim they've got the 6 Days engraving on the rim. That's kind of nice. Also, they're a different rim from the standard EXC, so you know, the more I look at the 6 Days, the more stuff that I actually notice it's different. It also has this unique orange anodized axle pull, which makes pulling your axle out real easier, so that's kind of nice. Here's a better close-up of the triple clamps I talked about. So you can see the orange anodized triple clamps, actually a totally different triple clamp setup than the standard bike. The dealer told me, and I know they're a dealer, but I think this is true actually, that the if you buy these triple clamps separately, they're like $700 or something, which I would never do. I would never pay my money for that, but since it comes with them, that's great. Another thing that's actually different about the 6 Days, which I didn't know when I bought it, is that it has preload adjusters. You see how the fork has this big adjuster on the outside? The middle adjuster is rebound and compression depending on which side you're on. But then this adjuster here is actually the spring preload, which is really kind of nice because the standard bike doesn't have spring preload. I think actually the Husky has a preload, but the standard EXC doesn't. So that's a nice touch to get that. So one thing I noticed right away on this bike is that actually it has a cold start knob. You don't really want to call it a choke because it's fuel injected, but if you push this in like that, that's actually the cold start mode. So when it's below like 60 degrees, it says in the manual you should push that in and it warms up. Now once you crack the throttle, it goes back out to normal setting. But that's kind of interesting that it has that. That'll help the bike start. It just I guess gives it more air or something like that. Okay, not too much crazy to talk about on the back. You will notice that they put a Continental TKC 80. The reason they put such a more of a street-oriented tire is to pass, I guess there's like a drive-by testing for sound for, you know, government regulation. So they put this on there just to satisfy that. Obviously, for most dirt riders, you're going to swap these out. These are more like what you find on a BMW GS or something, like more of a 50-50. So that's going to have to go. A lot of people tear this license plate holder off. You can see on the 2020 they have this big license plate light here. It kind of looks almost like another, like a rear-facing LED. It's kind of strange, but that's a license plate light. Reflectors. I'm going to trim this the best I can and try to get that pushed up, but I don't plan on replacing it. I've actually found these things to be quite durable on a KTM. I know people trash them and change them, but they're actually pretty good for a stock dual sport bike. So I was actually wrong about this light. This is another tail light. I really like this. This is a great safety feature. I'm surprised to see it, but this is another brake light. Brake light, not tail light. So moving around to the left side of the bike, kind of like the right side. Notice again the orange frame, different decals. A few things to notice. So, you know, the mirrors on these KTMs that they give you from the dealer are obviously just a joke. They're kind of like KTM saying, yeah, this is a race bike, so here's like a 3-cent mirror, but you're gonna have to replace these. I'm gonna put double take mirrors on mine. Few other things. They give you this rubber, you know, kind of bumper thing on the handlebar. Most people take that off. The fuel tank is the stock tank, so you have to push this button to open it. So there's that. That's pretty easy to do, and of course it has the vent line, and then it locks closed. Let's see, what else? They have these foot pegs they call no dirt foot pegs, so I guess the dirt's supposed to pass through them or something. Not that that was ever really a problem for me, to be honest. There's a fuel filter inside here. They actually, my dealer at least, gave me like 3 little tiny extra fuel filters that you do when you service the bike. You pop this fitting off and there's a tiny fuel filter in the fuel line there. So that's great. Let's see, the shift lever has a folding tip. Let's see what else on this side of the bike. I noticed the kickstand on the 2020, it no longer self-retracts. So that feature, if you guys had an older EXC, when you lean the bike up, the kickstand would always retract itself. Well, it doesn't do that anymore, thankfully, so that's kind of nice that they fixed that. Swing arm, I've always found the swing arm to look a little bit unfinished maybe to me on KTMs. So I'm gonna look for like kind of a black, I've seen some company makes like a black cover for this. I think I'm gonna look into that. This is the airbox access here. So to get to the airbox, it's really simple. You just pop this cover off like this. Of course, it comes with the twin air filter. Not too much oil on that. Interesting. I'm gonna drop that. So much for new plastics. The retainer system for the air filters here. You pop this little clip off, and then your air filter comes out. I like this. This is easier than the old metal band that went over. So you simply click that on, and there you go. That's really nice, actually. I think that's a new thing for 2020, but I'm not sure. Something to note about the gearing. So the gearing on the 2020, they actually finally made it more of a realistic gearing. So if you had one of the older EXCs, they came with this ridiculous tall gearing, like 1545, which you couldn't really use off-road at all. And the bike was like over 100 miles an hour in 6th gear or something ridiculous, and not even at the rev limiter. So now they come with 1448 for the 2020s, which is actually the ratio that I used to run on my 14 bike. A lot of you trail riders, serious off-road guys will run like a 1350 or a 1348, so you'll still lower it a little bit. But for me, I'll see how the 1448 works. I liked it on my 14 model. Yes, the seat is different on the 6 days. From what I could tell at the dealer, it feels like the same foam and the same shape to me as the regular one, but correct me if I'm wrong. But it does have this rear kind of pattern, this gripper thing on the back. I don't know if that really does much. It's kind of a style thing, I guess, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to put this in the box with all the stock plastics, and I'm going to be putting on a seat concept seat, because if any of you have had these bikes, you know how these seats don't really work for more than like an hour or so before they become pretty unbearable. Again, KTM builds no compromise race bikes. They don't care too much about comfort on their dirt bikes, and you know, nor should they really. They're trying to build the lightest bike they can. This thing weighs 240 pounds without fuel, so pretty crazy for a 50 plus horsepower 500 EXC street legal bike. So working our way around to the front of the bike, again, you'll notice the style of the fender, the different graphics on 6 days. They give you different graphics on the fork protectors here, but again, I'm going to be changing those out. The bikes come with reflectors on the sides of the forks. These are on with double-sided tape. If you don't like these, you can take these off pretty easily. Again, you can see these beautiful triple clamps here that they give you. Let's not knock over the new bike. Stock turn signals, which I've actually found to be fairly durable, but a lot of people say that they break them off, so I guess those people are just crashing a lot more. The white and black handguards, I think the white handguards are unique to the 6 days, so those will be coming off as well. The headlight, one kind of disappointing thing is that they don't, for 2020, they still haven't given you a standard LED headlight. I think the Honda 450L comes with an LED, so this will be getting swapped out for a Baja Design Squadron as soon as I can, because this is not going to be enough light for riding at night. Kind of weird that they're not putting an LED in for 2020. So many bikes are going to that, but not a big deal. So taking a look at the cockpit here, I like this 6 days engraving on the handlebar. That's really nice. I'm probably going to pull these off and put on a flex bar, and I'll be doing a video on why I like to use the flex bars. I'll also be putting a steering damper on the bike. Some other things about the cockpit, again, this really super chintzy mirror, which will last about one ride. The levers are fully adjustable on both sides. Still the same cheap kind of switch gear that they've had since like forever. Yeah, I feel like they're kind of due to upgrade this maybe, but it's fine, it works, I guess. Let's see, what else? I mentioned the handlebar pads. So the instrumentation, so they put the key here. It's interesting that when you turn the key on, the instruments don't come on. You actually have to start the bike up for the instruments to come on. So the instruments, you've got your hour meter, which you can switch to your odometer. You've got your speedometer here. You've got 3 warning lights. You've got a high beam light, a check engine light, and I think a fuel light there. And then a turn signal light's kind of buried down under this brake wire. Now you can customize your displays here for what you want. Like this, I need to set up, so it has 2 trip meters, but you have to go into the menu and tell the bike that you want to see the trip meters, and you can set that up. It's really easy to do. Good cable routing here. Kind of interesting that the throttle cables go like this, but I guess maybe that's normal. One more thing I wanted to point it out on the 6 days is they give you the skid plate. Now it's a plastic skid plate, but it's really strong and it's a KTM power part. I'm going to stick with the skid plate. I think it's fine for me. I usually buy a plastic skid plate anyway, so that was like another, I don't know, 100 or 200 bucks I don't have to spend, which again went towards me buying that 6 days edition. Another thing to notice about the 2020 bikes is that the exhaust header is now 2-piece. So the exhaust comes off here as well as here and here. So it's basically a 3-piece. The end part, the middle part, and then the front header pipe. And the reason that this is important is because this is going to make taking off the rear shock easier, because you can take the exhaust off here instead of having to take it off here at the cylinder. So that's going to be nice. Also notice they have an O2 sensor on the 2020, which is interesting. So we'll see how this thing performs. Just want to show you everything that comes with the bike. So this is everything the dealer gives you when you buy a new EXC. Now, Some dealers could be a little different, but this is what I got. So starting here on your left, obviously the cheapo, terrible stock mirrors that they give you. These are the covers for like the brake and the clutch levers. If you take, I guess if you take the handguards off, these rubber things slip on. They give you different perch mounts for the controls. So I took this off to put the mirror on. So they give you these ones with the mirror mounts. I just have the left mirror on my bike for now. So this must be the kickstand bolt that is the auto retract one. So if you want it to retract, which I don't think you do, you can put that back in. So the older bikes came with that in. Let's see, this is like a wash cap or something for the fuel line. These are some of those mounts for the handguards. I don't know what this wrench goes to be honest, but must be something important. The stock toolkit, which I'll show you. This is a different throttle cam. So they give you actually, the cam in the bike is gray, which is a slower, more progressive throttle response. They give you this black one, which I guess is like the racing cam. I'm going to go ahead and stick with the gray one. In fact, on my 2014 bike, I had to change to like a G2 throttle tamer because it was too snappy for me. So I'm not going to put this black one in, but it's kind of cool. They give you two different throttle cams. This kind of cap looking thing, I don't know what that goes to. I also don't know what these are for, but anyway, extra hardware. Toolkit, let's see, this is the graph paper, so if you need to do your math homework, you can do your graph paper here. Some different stickers for the bike. These look like suspension stickers. Yeah, WP Explorer stickers. The owner's manual, which is really good on a KTM, actually quite good. The key, they give you a key code card if you have to get a new key, and then they give you 2 keys. These are those 2 fuel filters I talked about. These things are microscopic, so don't lose those. You're going to need those. I don't know if it comes with that or if my dealer is just being nice and giving those to me. Some KTM stickers, and of course your promotional Power Parts Live Orange catalog. So let me show you the toolkit. KTM toolkit, they give you this little tool roll, which is not too bad. They give you a set of pliers here. Take the plastic off. They give you this wrench, which is a Allen wrench, but what it does is they give you sockets. So they give you these sockets here in this case, which is kind of cool. So you get different torque sockets, the ones you need to work on the bike, and you get a 10 millimeter, an 8 millimeter, and a 6 millimeter hex socket. You get the Torx. They give you a flathead screwdriver for some reason. These attach to the wrench. See, kind of nice actually. And I actually used this toolkit. I have an old version of this in my BMW. I actually really like it. Then they give you. This is for your axle. This is a 27 mil, and then this is 17 on this end. I don't know what this little lever is supposed to be here. I hope you're not supposed to use that as a tire lever. Let's see, 13-inch wrench, 10-inch wrench. And this is looks like either a smaller wrench or maybe this is a spoke wrench, I can't tell. So yeah, that's the toolkit. That's my tour and walk around of the 2020 KTM 500 EXC-F 6 Days edition. I hope you guys found this useful. Please subscribe to my channel because I'm going to have a lot of videos on setting this bike up, how it compares to the older generation EXC, how it compares to the 690. I'm going to do all of that. I'm going to have tutorials on your maintenance and your servicing, and I'm going to have a whole series on upgrades to this motorcycle. So I'm super stoked to have this in my garage. This is going to be perfect alongside my GS. I think I finally have my perfect 2-bike stable. So thanks for tuning in. Thank you for your support, and ride safe, and we'll see you very soon.